Hi, my name's Lindsay and I work for a local organisation called Future Connect. Future Connect helps to create opportunities that lead to improving education, training and employment pathways for young people in Brimbank and Melton. In today's career chat, we are joined by Rachel, who is a recently qualified hairdresser working at Linear Hair in Caroline Springs. Welcome, Rachel, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Lindsay.
So we're going to jump right in. Rachel, can you tell us a little bit about your career pathway? How did you get to where you are today?
Yes, so straight out of high school, I didn't really actually know what I wanted to do, but I did know that I didn't really want to go into uni or anything like that. Nothing too academically serious. I am a bit free-flowing and creative, so I just kind of thought I'd give hairdressing a try, and yeah, I went for a few trials at a few different salons just to have a feel of the industry. And yeah, Linear took me on and I've been on ever since and I love it.
That's excellent. So let's go back to when you were doing your secondary school, like year 10, 11 and 12. Did you do your vet salon assistant or did you do something else?
No, I went all the way through VCE.
VCE, yeah.
And just doing like general subjects, just to give me like kind of a broad understanding of kind of every industry, because I didn't really know which one I wanted to go in, and then yeah, just kind of found my feet once I left school.
Perfect. And it's really great that you've connected with the fact that you are creative, because sometimes when you don't know that you want to be a teacher or you don't want to be a police officer, but you step back and go, okay, well, what are my general interests? And I love being creative. So these are the different industries that I could go into and explore.
Yeah,
so that was really great that you did that.
Yeah.
So tell me, Rachel, what does your average work day look like?
To be honest, our average work day is very full on. It's pretty busy, full of clients, pretty much just doing client services and making our clients comfortable, offering them beverages, making sure they're happy with their service, washing hair, haircuts, colours, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
And it's lots of people at one time. So I imagine, I think with any sort of trade, a lot of the time the focus is the physical things that you are doing, like the colouring, the cutting. But there's so many skills that you need mentally to be able to multi-skill, to stay calm under pressure, to be able to remember that you've got to get back to that customer because their time is about to go off and they need it washed out, for example. So it's about being able to deal with lots of things all at the one time, all day.
Yes, it's a lot of multitasking. Sometimes it can get a bit full on, but you've got all the girls here to help each other out, so it's good.
Yeah, excellent. And so that we've touched on a little bit about the skills that you need, but to work as a hairdresser, what qualification do you need?
Starting out as an apprentice, you don't need any qualifications. So you just go on, with not really a qualification. You do need a little bit of skills. You need to be able to show initiative, you need to be able to multitask. You just need to be on the ball and, really fast paced. You need to be able to manage your time and all that kind of stuff. So,
and the customer service element as well. So although you have to be comfortable in that environment to be able to speak to people, because that's really what you're doing the whole day, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot of talking to clients and getting to know them. A lot of them even trust you with some of their personal issues, so you're kind of like a semi-therapist at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's all about customer service, problem solving and time management, really.
And tell me, once you do start your apprenticeship, do you then enroll into a course? Is that how it works?
So once they take you on as an apprentice, they pretty much have you on a 3-month probationary period. and if they're happy with how your work ethic is, then they sign you up through a kind of like an apprenticeship support network.
Yep.
And then you start going to TAFE once a week and then working full-time at the salon for the rest of the week.
The salon. So that's a 6-day-a-week week. Is that right? Work week?
No, it's a 5-day week. So, yeah, so 1 day at TAFE and then 4 days at work.
And how many years has that been? Is that a 3-year apprenticeship that you do?
Yeah, 3 years, yeah.
Excellent. So I really like how you do get that opportunity within that first 3 months. I mean, like you mentioned that you weren't sure if that's what you wanted to get into, but I imagine that having that 3-month opportunity gave you a really good chance to work out if this is what you wanted to do.
Yeah, absolutely. It does give you a good idea of the industry. Like when you go for your 1-day trial, it does give you a broad understanding of what the industry is about, but definitely like after 3 months, you can really understand if you want to go into the industry or not. Yeah. So that's a really good opportunity to see if you like it.
Excellent. And you did touch on the days of the week that you do work and what the pace is like, but the hours nearer the end of the week, like a Thursday and a Friday, they can be very long as well, can't they?
Yes, so the salon, pretty much all salons open late on a Thursday and Friday night. So they're pretty much open from 9 till 9. Some salons make you work the whole 9 till 9. Our salon's pretty good. We have a lot of girls, so we generally alternate our days. So some people will start in the morning and finish at 5, and then the others will start like at 12 and finish at 9.
Excellent. And back on the types of skills that you do need, I'm thinking, and I know because I know I go to linear as well, and I try to be really realistic about the expectations for my own hair, but how do you manage customers and building those skills to make sure that what they're like, that they know what the end result is going to be and you know what can be achieved?
I think when trying to explain the service to the client, you just have to really keep explaining yourself and explaining why the reasons are that they can't achieve what they want, or anything like that, or how their service is going to be. So sometimes they don't always understand what you're trying to say, but I think we just, if you consistently just keep repeating yourself and trying to explain it in a different way, then they kind of understand it a little bit better.
And being a bit more realistic about it. I think that's where I was getting to, because what we do is we're on Instagram, you know, you can see all these pictures on social media of different hairstyles and how one person can go from, you know, dark hair one day to platinum blonde the next. And, you know, that is completely unrealistic in the real world. And I imagine that one of those big skills that you've got to have is communicating to the customer so they know what is actually achievable.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yes. Especially because I think a lot of them are actually wigs as well. So because the wigs are so good these days, you can't really tell and you think that it's real. So yes, so what is the best thing about being a hairdresser? What do you love the most?
Personally, what I love the most about being a hairdresser is being able to make people feel really good about themselves. So like when you're trying to explain, go through a consultation with your client about what they want to achieve with their hair, and kind of envisioning what you're going to do, and just bringing that to life and just seeing the way they react to it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like giving them a gift and they're opening it and they're just like so happy.
Yeah.
So
especially when you take the cape off and you've got a separation between, like, you know, cape in your face and this hairdo, and then you take it off and you're like, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, it is really nice.
I imagine that you had lots of happy people once you reopened and were able to give people the hair that they're used to again.
Yes, we had lots and lots of ladies coming back, swarming back to the hair salons. So it was pretty full on, but we got through it, so it was good.
Excellent. And with all the, I know that you mentioned that there is the apprenticeship and that qualification, but I imagine the learning never ends. Like there's always more professional development that you can do, or more short courses. How does that go? How does that work in the salon?
So generally, when you work in a really good salon, they offer you training throughout the year with different companies that you work with. So like with our salon, we use Kevin Murphy products. So Kevin Murphy offer us a range of training from colouring techniques to cutting techniques to blow waving techniques throughout the year. So we just sign up through them, and then you can get a little bit of a refresh on your education. So and it's always changing in hairdressing. Like we keep up with the trends. So education is key.
Yeah. And where do you see the industry in the next 5 years? What do you see some big things happening?
I think hair is always going to be a main factor, like in the fashion industry. It's always evolving, always changing with the trends and fashion and all that kind of stuff. So wherever the trends lead us in 5 years, that's where hair will be.
Because I want to say that perhaps, oh no, I might show my age, but maybe 15 years ago we were still doing tip caps, like you were still doing tips, and then we moved into foils, and then we got balayage, and now you've got Olaplex, and just these developments around the products and you know, being able to lift a lot better, and it's a lot healthier for the hair. So there's been so many advancements you know, in the last 10-15 years around that. So I'm excited to see what they can do in the next 5 years. Yeah, maybe they can reverse grays. I mean, maybe that would be a massive breakthrough. And what advice do you have?
If they did that, we'd be out of a job.
No, it would be only something you could offer. You couldn't do it at home. And what advice do you have for a young person who is thinking about going into hairdressing as their career path?
Just give it a go. Like, you don't know until you try something. So just ask around at any of your local salons for a trial, and just have a feel of the industry. And it's not as easy as it sounds to get into. You do need to show that you know you want to be in the industry, show your initiative, and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, definitely give it, have a trial at a salon and have a feel of it.
Excellent. And just on that, you know, you spoke about using your initiative whilst you're there, but even getting to your trial on time, like be there 15 minutes early, show them that you're organised, that your time management skills are good. And your presentation, you are representing a business and you're customer facing all the time. So I imagine it's really, really important to present yourself well when you are doing those trials.
Yeah, absolutely.
Throughout your career, really. But these are important things for young people going out there for the first time. Yeah?
Yeah. Perfect. Well, you're in the beauty industry, so you do need to present yourself really nicely.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Rachel. I know that you have just started your shift and you've got a big day ahead. So I want to thank you for sharing your career path with us today.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.